What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nash, and today's question is, do you really need an MBA to work in finance? An MBA is a postgraduate degree, which means you need some kind of college credit, before you apply for an MBA program. And this college credit is usually going to be your undergraduate degree or your bachelor's degree, right? So that's going to give you the college credit you need to apply for a postgraduate program like an MBA. So the average time it takes to complete this degree is going to be 2 years. Do you really need an MBA to work in finance? The question is no. There are a lot of people in finance that do not have their MBAs. They're fine with their bachelor's degrees and they make enough money to not want to, really need an MBA. So you can survive without an MBA degree. You can, have your bachelor's degree and have some certifications, and you're going to be able to earn a lot of money and be promoted. But to really, work as positions like, being a manager, being a high-level analyst. If you look into some companies, there's 3 levels of being an analyst. There's analyst 1, analyst 2, analyst 3. 3 being, the highest level, or it could be even go higher. And as soon as you kind of like complete that level, you go into like, being a manager, and then you go into being a director, and you go into the C-level positions. So those positions usually require an MBA, right? Getting a promotion within a company is really competitive. So let's say the director position is open, and you have about 20 people in the company that can be promoted to that position. One of the ways that's used to promote people to higher levels in finance is going to be through an MBA. So if you have an MBA, you're going to get promoted easy. If you have your bachelor's degree, it's going to be a lot harder, because if there is someone who has an MBA, they will get promoted before you. So if you want to climb by the corporate ladder, as they say, you need to get an MBA. You're going to get promoted really fast. Even if you look into CFOs, if you look into VPs of finance, just in corporate finance, or if you go into investment banking as well, you're going to see that those C-level positions are people that have their MBAs. And it's going to be strange to see someone who has just a bachelor's degree and they are a VP or a director, and you have new hires who have master's degrees that are not directors, right? So if you get an MBA, you're going to be more competitive when it comes to getting promoted to higher positions. And if you look at the structure of most corporate companies, right? So there is the analyst, which is the lowest level, right? Not counting interns, right? Because they're just interns. On the bottom, you have analysts, which are usually college graduates. On top of that, you have supervisors, which are college graduates that have been hired for maybe a year or 2 or a little longer than that, and they know what they're doing. They kind of like get a grasp of everything, so they get promoted to overlook the analyst, right? So if an analyst has a question, they go to the supervisor. So on top of the analyst, you have the manager. So this is where you kind of like need an MBA. Not really, because some companies will promote people that don't have an MBA to being a manager, but if you have an MBA, it'd be a lot better. You have higher chances of getting that position. So there's the manager. So the manager just manages, everyone else below him. So the manager is going to report to the director. You definitely need a master's degree when it comes to this. And that's going to be in most companies. And then after the director, you have the VP. So VP of finance, VP of this, VP of that. And then after that, you have the C levels, right? CFO, CMO, CEO. So that's kind of like the structure. Even though you're going to be getting paid a lot of money as an analyst, as a supervisor, as a manager, if you want to do more, if you want to get promoted to higher positions, if you want to be a CFO one day or a CEO, you need to get that MBA. So let's say right now you just graduated, you're working as an analyst, you're kind of like asking yourself, do I really need to get an MBA? I think I'm fine. I like the money I'm making. I like the raises I've gotten. Do I really need to get an MBA? One of the things I recommend is going to be working your job as an analyst and trying to see if you really like what you're doing. Because what's going to suck is going back to school to learn something you don't enjoy doing in terms of work, right? So you'd work as an analyst, see if you like the work you're doing. And if you really like it, give it a year or 2. If you really love what you're doing, go back to school, do an online program. You can work during the day, and then at night you can take your classes on your computer. And most companies actually will pay for your tuition or part of your tuition, because they want to promote their employees to learn more, to be more educated, to have more skills, to just have more credentials under their name. So that's what I recommend. If you really love doing what you're doing, if you're working in corporate finance, if you're working in investment banking, if you're working in nonprofit, make sure you love what you're doing. And if you love it, go ahead and get the MBA. If you're getting a degree in something that you're already doing and you love what you're doing, it's not going to feel like school, right? You're just expanding your knowledge. Yeah, so that is my take on getting an MBA in finance. Do you really need that? No, you don't really need that. But if you do want to climb the corporate ladder, go ahead and get the MBA. You're going to be able to be promoted to be a manager, director, a VP, and maybe the CFO one day. So you definitely need that MBA. But if you are fine with working as an analyst, you don't really need an MBA. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go and hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.